Hi, I'm Mike and welcome to Retro Boost. Before the video gets going, please subscribe. It's the best way to help me grow the channel. We passed 600 subscribers a few weeks ago and that's so exciting to see. Thank you everyone for watching and for your support. Let's get into today's topic. And today's topic is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. I talked about my new gaming setup. I organized everything onto a new rack and got everything managed in a much better way than previous iterations of my console collection. But the one thing that wasn't hooked up and ready to go was my Sega Dreamcast. And the reason was I've been waiting to get my hands on component cables for the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is a very interesting game console because there are a ton of different ways of getting video quality that's better than composite out of it, VGA being the main one. But I'm looking for something that's pretty plug and play, less conversions if necessary, and the way to do that would be component. So Retro Gaming Cables announced a long time ago that they were going to be doing a Dreamcast component cable. I missed the first pre-order window. I suck. But I got the second one, and that's what I got today. So, got it all hooked up now, very excited to talk about it. So we're going to be taking a look at the Retro Gaming Cables Dreamcast component cables using my RetroTink devices, and just for kicks we'll use all three, the 2X Pro, the 2X Pro M, and the 5X Pro, to get an idea of what the cables can do with both of the different output modes it can use. The interlaced 576 toggle switch, or the 480p progressive toggle switch modes. We'll take a look at both of those using the variety of RetroTink devices. Since the 2X Pro can't take 480p input, it's the perfect test device for the 576 mode, and the other two devices, since they can take progressive modes, we'll be giving those two the 480p mode and get a look at how everything plays out. So I'm very excited to test these. Let's take a closer look at the cables themselves before we get started though. Taking a closer look at the cable, we can note two things. Number one, the cable is shielded. It's a pack-a-punch cable after all, so it's got shielding. Overall, high-quality construction. Love to see that. All the Retro Gaming cables I've bought in the past have been shielded as well. Definitely creates a difference. I've done side-by-sides of that using their SCART cables against like generic off of Amazon cables in the past, so it makes a difference. Secondly, we have that switch that I mentioned, 576 and 480p mode switch. That's cool because it ensures maximum compatibility with whatever television or thing you're trying to run these cables into. Because depending on what you're using, I'm using RetroTink, but if you were going like right into certain TVs, some of them can't accept 480p, which is why the 576 is there. And you see that a lot with other cabling options too, like the RGB SCART cables that are made for the Dreamcast have that switch as well. That's awesome, so it ensures that it works with any situation. Also, much like with most game libraries, not every game will work output in 480p anyway, so although the 480p switch is there, not every game is going to be able to use it. I think, like the GameCube, the bulk of the Dreamcast library does take 480p, which is awesome. With the PlayStation 2, it seems like it's less so with that one. That one was mainly like an interlaced output situation. Out of all the games I own, I think only like 3 or 4 are 480p titles, which is interesting. Didn't really know that when I was getting into all that stuff. So it's interesting to see the breakdown of what games and game consoles support what resolutions. So it seems like the bulk of the Dreamcast library is 480p, 480p being the highest quality output that the Dreamcast can do. So looking at the cable, awesome. Another really well-designed cable from Retro Gaming Cables. Love it. Let's now put it to the test. We'll have it run out to my 2X Pro, the 2X Pro M, and the 5X Pro. We can use 576 mode to the 2X Pro since it can't take native 480p inputs, and then we'll do 480p mode for the 2X Pro M and the 5X Pro. And for the 5X Pro, we'll keep things simple, and we'll do 1080p fill, the smooth filter, generic 4x3. So let's take a look at all of these separately, and then we can kind of talk about what we're seeing, and maybe even do some comparisons afterward. Okay, now that we've seen examples of each device in action, the 2X Pro with 576 and the other two devices with 480p, what are we thinking so far? Well, before we get our final thoughts, just to make sure we have seen it all, let's do some quick side-by-sides comparing Composite, the original cabling option, against these new component cables with each device. So we'll compare side-by-side Composite versus these new component cables from the 2X Pro, 2X Pro M, and 5X Pro. And then we'll kind of give our final kind of thoughts.
Step aside, Amy! Out of my way!
No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him!
Okay, whatever you say. You must have your reasons.
Hurry! The ship is losing altitude!
Hurry, Tails! Take Amy and get out of here!
Well, what about you?
I'll find that Eggman and put him out of commission. I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the Southern Emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins, the fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Stop it, Sonic!
Step aside, Amy! Out of my way!
No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him!
Okay, whatever you say. You must have your reasons.
Hey, the ship is losing altitude!
Hurry, Tails! Take Amy and get out of here!
Well, what about you?
I'll find that Eggman and put him out of commission.
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself! Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh yeah! This could be fun!
Stop it, Sonic!
Step aside, Amy! Out of my way!
No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him!
Okay, whatever you say. You must have your reasons.
Hey, the ship is losing altitude!
Hurry, Tails! Take Amy and get out of here!
Well, what about you?
I'll find that Eggman and put him out of commission.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the Southern Emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruin. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Okay, so now that we've seen these cables in action on their own through these devices, and then comparing them to Composite, we can really kind of take an opinion here. So when looking at the 576 mode, the 2X Pro does a great job. One thing I was kind of surprised by is that the brightness is the same between both. Like the bright sandy beach is the same level of brightness in both examples. Whereas in the past, when I've talked about, say, the Retrobit component cables for the GameCube, there was like a noticeable difference in the overall color and contrast. The experience was darker when using component for the RetroTink 2X Pro and the 2X Pro M. But here it seems like they're pretty equal, which is really awesome. There is a definite clarity advantage there as well, obviously, and I'm glad to see that. So definitely a step up, an upgrade compared to Composite when using the 2X Pro. For the 2X Pro M, since we're getting 480p, it's a way bigger upgrade. 480p mode looks beautiful. It's very clear and very defined. Although compared to Composite, like with the Retrobit Prism cables, it is a noticeable darker situation there. That's interesting. It's not bad, but it's just interesting to see the differences when they're side by side. The 5X Pro is the king here. The 1080p experience out of the 5X Pro in 480p, I love what I'm seeing. The image is very clear, the smooth filter really brings it all home. I'm very happy with that experience. It's a clear upgrade versus Composite. One final comparison we can do is to see all three of these devices in action simultaneously to really take in what they each bring to the table.
Oh, yeah! This is happening! Huh? What's up?
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself! Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh, yeah! This could be fun!
It was definitely interesting to see what each device brought to the table, like I was saying. It was really interesting to see that the 2X Pro M was like the one that had like the highest inherent brightness to it. It's really interesting. You don't see these things when you're playing them on your own. You see them when they're side by side. So like each solution on its own offers a great experience, but seeing them side by side, we can take in their differences. Bottom line is, these cables do a great job of giving us peak performance out of the Dreamcast. 480p mode is definitely the best, and using the RetroTink 2X Pro and 5X Pro, I absolutely love the experience I'm getting. Using the 2X Pro 576 mode, the smooth filter enabled, it's also a great experience, a clear upgrade from Composite. Overall, I'm very happy with what these cables have done. It's another great product from Retro Gaming Cables. I've enjoyed their SCART cables from my other consoles, like with the PlayStation 1, the Super Nintendo. Great stuff. And similarly, this is my main thing for Dreamcast going forward. I'm so glad to finally have my Dreamcast like hooked up and ready to go. What I need to do now is start getting some more games so I can show more things down the road than just Sonic Adventure. So, sorry for subjecting you all to the Sonic Adventure cringe. It's a very fun game, but like, man, is it a weird, silly mess. So, thanks for joining me on this adventure today. See, it's Sonic Adventure. See what I did there? Oh man, I'm terrible. Feel free to subscribe, it'll help me grow the channel. Like I said before, we passed 600 recently. That was a big thing and something I'm so grateful for. If you subscribe, it'll help me continue growing the channel. I do appreciate y'all watching regardless though. Have a great rest of your day.